I'm too old and too rich to do any more stunts. Some stuntmen become actors, but Hollywood is a caste-oriented society. Most of the time you just don't have the opportunity to get out of your field if you're a grip, an electrician, stuntman, set designer, director, or actor. I don't want to sound like I'm bragging, but I know I'm the best stuntman in Hollywood. Stunts have to be meticulously arranged, choreographed. You could take a fight scene and set it to music. We try to reduce the danger to a minimum, of course. And then we prepare for accidents with alternate plans. For instance, if I'm turning over a stagecoach, I try to take into consideration what moves I have to make if it flips in the wrong direction. Without those emergency plans you get hurt. There's no such thing as a great stunt if there's no danger involved. The song "Eastbound and Down" by Jerry Reed is, of course, a personal favorite. Death Car was shot on a freeway that's under construction. It's called Chip's Freeway because it's where they shoot the NBC series. We bring out our own traffic, too. This is true in all such scenes, even the car chase in The French Connection. You have to work in a controlled situation, otherwise there would be numerous lawsuits. They started saying stuff like, should we cut the movie? Is it too this, too that? It got drastic. It got heated. I said, wait a minute, folks. I didn't make Smokey for big city audiences. I made it for the South, the Midwest and Northwest. Those are my people. When the 55 miles per hour speed limit came in and the oil crisis caused fuel rationing, the truckers began to look like the last American cowboys. I have never agreed that stuntmen should have an award. Never. No actor does all his own stunts, no matter what he says. You work a lot when you're hurt when you're a good stuntman, because you're going to be hurt quite a bit. And you can't let a sore leg or a bruise or something stop you, so you just take a Percodan and go to work. I was the highest paid stuntman in the world. I'm the one that brought airbags into the stunt world. I never saw a movie until I was 10. I know one thing, I'll never win an Academy Award. My first job was as a tree topper, and I was so damn good at it they called me Squirrel. And then I joined the military and became a paratrooper. And later on in life I raced motorcycles and cars. When I came in, westerns were the big thing, so I did horse falls, transfers, bulldogs, big fights. That's where you could really shine if you were really good at it. But then all the westerns stopped, and I was capable of doing car stunts, motorcycle stunts and high falls. I could do it all. I worked every day. I never turned down a stunt. I've broken 56 bones, broke my back twice, punctured a lung and knocked out a few teeth. The first movie I worked was called The Spirit of St. Louis. It was the story of Charles Lindbergh's life. Here's the thing that I think really pushed me, was my versatility. Because when I came into the movie business, all the stunt men were specialists. If you did horse work, that's all you did. If you did cars and motorcycles, you did that. But when I came in, I taught myself how to do everything. I don't cry unless it's personal. I worked as a stuntman on the Star Trek TV series pilot. I hope to be remembered for mentoring the future generation of stuntmen and fighting for the rights and respect that stuntmen and stuntwomen deserve for their contribution to the world of movie making. Anyone who thinks stuntmen are crazy is dead wrong. These guys are calculating. They rig things, they think about different ways of doing it, they're not afraid. I don't think I've had a better friend than Burt Reynolds. I could ask him for almost anything, and he would have said okay. I was doing stunts for money, not for fame. I'm not a big fan of CGI. When I look at it, I go, wait a minute, that's not possible. And I think other people see the same thing. The movies I worked on, we did stunts for real, and I think it shows. Stuntmen bring a lot to the film industry, especially in action films, but if you start trying to give an Oscar for a stuntman, say he doubled a star, I think that takes away from the star's value. After the success of Smokey, my profit participation only went up on future movies I directed. While prepping Smokey, I saw a picture in a magazine of a Pontiac Trans Am that gave me a product placement idea. I could picture Burt Reynolds behind the wheel with Jackie Gleason on the chase. I called Pontiac and asked if they would like to have the car in the movie. When Smokey was released and became a blockbuster, Trans Am sales went through the roof. If you wanted a black Trans Am, you had to wait a minimum of 6 months. By the time we were ready to shoot Smokey 2, I was on a first-name basis with Pontiac. The critics gave me bad reviews on every movie I made. Is there fear? No, there isn't. Now, I've made mistakes. I've broken 56 bones in my body, and each one was a mistake. But when we do stunts, there's just no room for fear. There's no more fun. All that digital stuff, we used to do that crap for real. I hate that stuff. Young kids who play video games seem to like it, but I don't. I can go back and fall on my head any time. I was always pushing the limits, going as far as I could. I would do all kinds of crazy things. I thought, wow, look at all of the money I made. I think I will change jobs. And that's how I decided to be a stuntman instead of a tree topper. I've done stunts when I was hurting so bad I couldn't hardly breathe, and yet I would go ahead and do it. It was bad for a stuntman to have a reputation for being hurt, and worse yet to report it. It's true I don't play by the rules all the time. As far as I know, there is only one other director who was a stuntman, guy named Chuck Bale, who directed Gumball Rally. Doing stunts isn't exactly a common path to directing. The worst was practicing a stunt for John Wayne in MCQ. I lost 2 teeth, broke 6 ribs, cracked a vertebra and punctured a lung. I spent 12 days in the hospital. I loved acting and wanted to be a leading man, but I decided I'd rather be a big fish in the stuntman pond than a little acting fish. I guess I must have made the right decision. I've got more money than I know what to do with. Guys like O.J. Simpson and Tony Dorsett can take the ball and run through the line, but I defy them to follow me over a 70-foot cliff or let a horse drag them a few hundred feet. Nobody can beat a stuntman for overall athletic ability. When people say evil's a stuntman, I want to throw up. He's nothing but a daredevil idiot. The only reason he's famous is because he wrecks his motorcycle every time he rides. Coaching a football player is the same as directing an actor. The guy has to follow orders and be able to perform skillfully. Visit our website for more quotes, quoting.com.